all your titles.
Mhm.
Uh,
Hi there. So I'm so glad to have you here. So let me introduce Cory Banks. He's with Cross Country Mortgage. He's been our preferred lender for quite a few years now. We have a good relationship. How you doing, Cory?
Hey, how you doing, Jen?
I'm doing awesome.
So we both were talking about this and we're talking at the same time. Sorry. I felt like we wanted to bring something to the public about what's going on, what we're both seeing. So, Jen, what are you seeing that's changed in your business since the whole coronavirus outbreak really hit the United States in the last couple of weeks?
Man, so I think mostly just a lot of people are nervous or scared. We're getting a lot of questions from any homes that we have listed currently. Sellers are kind of panicking, want to know how it's going to work. Can they allow people in their home? Because that's pretty scary. You don't want to have a virus coming into your home. We want buyers. We don't want a virus. So I think that's been a big concern for a lot of people. A lot of buyers are still online shopping. I mean, we still get tons of requests about properties online, but I think they're still nervous, to kind of see what happens with the economy before they put in any offers. Overall, I think that's kind of what we're seeing. What about you? What's going on in the
I mean, are you seeing like a lot of offers or people that are open to the idea of purchasing without seeing the home? I mean, I guess you've had some of that in the past before the whole coronavirus. Or people seem like they're pretty open to it more maybe now?
So that's kind of the message that we're putting out there. We're educating people that they are able to still look at properties. We can do home tours by our video cameras. We can do live calls like this. So we're trying to promote that. I think right now everyone's kind of waiting. So I think if anything, it's kind of a delay in our market for the next couple of weeks, maybe a month. I see this delay happening. So I don't think they're losing interest or losing faith, but yeah, we're having to promote to them that we can still do a lot of things electronically, but it's just taking a little time to get that message out there.
Yeah. Awesome. What was your question for me? I'm sorry, Jen. I didn't.
Yeah, that's okay. I was just curious of how it's impacted you. Obviously, in the loan world, I know the economy is taking kind of adjustment.
I think application count is actually probably roughly the same, if not a little bit stronger on the purchase side. I think as people are in their houses now, kind of quarantined, they're kind of bored, right? So I think the idea of real estate is exciting still for people. And I think you're seeing a lot more online shoppers, a lot more internet leads trickling in, Facebook leads, realtor.com, Zillow leads come in because of the boredom that's associated with it. And I think the American people truly believe this thing will pass and they want to be in prime position to make an offer on a home. I think what's interesting is with the logjam of people who are every day that goes by, we're really not out there like we had been in the past. All these people are going to hit the market roughly at the same time. So I think it's going to be a nice little boom. But as far as for the business aspect goes, I'm seeing a huge influx of refinances that are just barreling in. I've never been a refi guy, but it's been a lot of refinances because the rates went really, really low and then they went really, really high real quick. In the last couple of days, they settled back down into the threes if you have really good credit scores. So we're seeing low threes, same people $300-400 a month, $90,000 to $100,000 in interest over the life of the loan. That's pretty awesome feeling to help people on that level. So we're seeing a lot of refis, but the purchase business, I haven't seen a huge drop off yet. And so that's a good thing for the economy. I mean, we, as a top agent, as a top LO, a lot of times we kind of see what's going on in the economy more than economists. We feel it and touch it and are affected by it,
Right.
more with what's really actually happening. So that's awesome. What's some good advice you could share with what realtors could be doing
Sure.
right now?
Yeah. So we actually, I'm a real estate coach, so I do a lot of coaching for agents across the country. But really use this time. If anything, if you're getting extra time on your hands, or you have buyers that are maybe canceling showings or something like that, get really good at your skill. I don't think we do enough kind of practicing to become professional salespeople, professional real estate agents. So we're putting our agents here in our office and also our coaching students through a lot of training, coaching. There's a lot of really good material out there. We work with Greg Proctor, David Knox, Grant Cardone. We do a lot of sales training. So taking that time to work on your business, not in your business, which most realtors don't do. We're so used to that hamster wheel. We're so busy working our deals that we're not really kind of focusing on that. Plus also working your database. So there's tons and tons of things you could be doing with your leads.
And people are home right now to pick up the phone.
They're going to answer. So we want to get our agents on the phone. You don't want to have that kind of contraction where it's expansion. look at it like an opportunity for agents. Don't back down because that's what most people are going to do naturally. So you want to kind of come across and make the phone calls that maybe you didn't have time to make. Reach out to maybe some agents because we're even able to do some recruiting within our team here. So maybe reach out to some realtors and show them what we're doing differently. It's a good time, to take advantage of those kind of things as well. We can still do buyer presentations online. So the Zoom training, I trained all my agents on doing their own yesterday, so that any buyers that don't want to come into the office but still want to have that one-on-one buyer consultation, we can do like this. So I think it's a good opportunity. It's the future anyway. It doesn't hurt to start doing things online. I mean, all of our contracts are signed digitally. A lot of those things are all electronic as well. So just taking more advantage of it and training on how to use the tools that are there. So yeah. So what about your team? What kind of things are you doing with your team?
Well, Cross Country Mortgage, like we're a large company in 40 states, 400 locations, but we still operate at a small level. It's like our CEO, and then we have our market leader, who's Rich Romano, and that's really it. There's not 16 layers of middle management. So we're getting direct contact with our CEO as the market is constantly changing. The message is every couple days, we're having upper management meetings that I'm inviting my LOs on so they can hear right from the CEO of what's happening as it's changing. A lot of different things have changed, and just preparing the LOs to position these conversations with their top agents and newer agents that they're working with to ensure that they know what products are available still and are not. So we're experts at products, knowing when we pull credit on a file that we know how to take this client from step A to step B through the whole journey. And LOs need to obviously know what's available, what's not available now, because the market has changed dramatically. A lot of the non-QM stuff is gone, wiped out. Bank statement programs, asset depletion programs. You have a lot of the jumbo investors that are gone. And so a lot of this has to do with they just didn't have the ability to keep afloat because nobody has appetite on Wall Street to buy that type of product. So we're seeing a lot of the down payment assistance programs suspended, but now they're back. But back for how long, we don't know. And so just making sure the LOs are confident in knowing what's available still, and just kind of keeping them in tune with how to sell and be in position to sound still like an expert. So they don't go and put people in loans just to find out those loans are not available. So I think that's been an important piece. I'm going to excuse myself for 4 seconds here. I do want to ask you a question, but I need to grab my computer charger. But the question I have for you is, how are you positioned to be prepared to survive in a real estate market that's constantly changing like we're experiencing right now?
Sure. So we still do have an office that we operate out of. I just give my agents and my team the opportunity to work from home, which most of them have done. I'm still here. But we also have a really cool platform. So we just teamed up with eXp Realty, which is a virtual real estate office, brokerage. So we have all these really amazing tools that are all online anyway. So it's kind of built, our company is really built for preparing for something like this to happen, worst case scenario. So we have a shareholder summit that's coming up in April, for example, that of course they canceled along with 4 or 5 other conventions, seminars we had scheduled. But it canceled, but because they have a really cool technology, we're actually just doing it online. So they have the access. There's like 25,000 agents can all be viewing the same material online, but we're going to have the exact same seminar on the internet. It's like so cool. So I think, that really helps having those internet tools that I never had before. There's some other seminars we had that canceled, but they just can't compete with that. We're just going to have to reschedule until in the summer. So I think being a online company, everything that we do with our contracts, there's nothing that needs to go into the office. Nothing needs to go into the files. Everything is scanned through. It's called SkyFlow. So we have a lot of cool technology for contracts and all that to get contracts to close. So we're pretty excited about the online opportunity that we have that I didn't have per se like a year ago. So
you guys were like really geared up for this before it even hit. I mean, yes, it's affecting everybody from a personal perspective, but from a business impact, it really hasn't slowed you down, which that's pretty amazing.
Exactly. I'm starting to kind of just train the agents on how to use the stuff that we already have access to.
Yeah.
Our CRMs, our dialers, everything's online. All of our notes can be shared between us, between our lender, between our title companies. So we have so many really cool technologies that we end up just going back to what we're comfortable with. But if we learn and we practice with them, there's really great opportunities for us. So, yeah. Sure. And then what are you seeing for rates? The question that we get all the time. What's the market look like for rates?
It's been, honestly, I've been in banking and mortgage lending 19 years. It's been probably the craziest 2.5 weeks I've ever seen in my career. I think most LOs would tell you the same. Starting off to beginning of March, we were seeing rates in the mid fours, low fours. And then once the fears really starting with the COVID-19 virus entering the United States, you had a lot of fear in the marketplace. You had global news that was worsening. You had the stock market, the bond market, 10-year treasury get beat up pretty bad. So rates plummeted. We were able to lock some rates into the upper twos right at 3. This is about 2.5 weeks ago. And everybody was freaking out from a mortgage lending perspective because they're like, holy cow, phones not stop ringing with new clients wanting to do refis. How do you even manage this? I received 37 refi requests in 3.5 days. Like, that's like having 37 contracts dropped into your lap. It's a great feeling, don't get me wrong, but all the big banks were feeling the same pressure that I was, even at a smaller level, me being just, one individual. And so I know instantly for one of the first times, really the banks are they were controlling the rates. They artificially jacked the rates back up into the 4s to slow the refi thing down, because they weren't going to go hire a bunch of new help just to let that help go in 2 to 3 months. By the time you train them, the boom might be over, the cure might be in place. There was no point in going out and hiring tons of additional support. So more recently, the Feds injected a lot of money in mortgage-backed securities, which made the rates go up even higher. But we all assumed that based on what the banks did by raising the rates up, that the rates were going to come trickling back down. And as recent as yesterday, rates were starting off, I believe it was on Friday, they closed in the 4s, and now they're trickling back down. They're already in the low 3s again if you have excellent credit. So we are seeing the refi boom take off again. So that's kind of where we're at. I mean, a lot of people are saving tons of money by doing refinances right now, but this is great for purchase and great for realtors as well, because if you started playing with a client back in January or February, the max purchase price might have been $170,000, but now it might be $220,000. And so it might have opened up the doors, and there might have been some sellers that have reduced some sales prices, concerned about what's going on in the world. And so they might be able to qualify for a much nicer home than maybe you were previously setting up at. So if they're working with a loan officer, whether it be us here at Cross Country Mortgage or another loan officer, really should revisit the pre-approval that was, issued back in January to see if the client qualifies for a little bit more. Dropping a full 1% in interest rate can bring significant more purchase power, maybe as much as 40, 50, 60,000. So that can definitely get them in from a 3-bedroom to a 4-bedroom, or from a okay community to now maybe a gated community that's a better fit for their family. So good points to review.
That's a good tip for realtors too. Maybe they should be reaching back out.
Yep.
Some of the back up before.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity for realtors to reach out to their past clients and say, hey, I know you did a loan with Bank of America 3 years ago. Now is a great opportunity to potentially explore refinancing. I got a guy, Cory. It's going to make you look like a trusted insider, but more importantly, it's a great conversation piece and a reason to pick up the phone and call and talk to these clients that you've done business with before. These are warm calls, and you might find out that their mom is actively shopping and needs an agent. So it's a great opportunity for an agent to get additional business. Nothing else to stay in contact and look like a trusted real estate professional.
Right. Yep. Having this conversation with you, watching this video, it's really important that we're constantly refining the skill so that you are a trusted advisor. I love that. I think one other thing I do want to mention, and I kind of brought this up to you before, but I think it's also given us the opportunity, a little bit of a wake-up call for realtors. We started implementing this other streams of income model. So not just relying on, basically there's 3 types of income. The first kind being earned income, which is having a job. You get paid for, time for money. Second way of having income is leverage income. So as a broker, I bring on agents and I can leverage money there. The third stream of income would be, I call it residual income. I've been telling my agents this, no one listens, but I'm trying to promote this and push it to everyone I talk to, including you, that, we're so busy, we don't really have that retirement plan. We don't have a way to get off the hamster wheel. So forever, as long as you're closing deals, you have an income. As long as I'm closing deals, I have an income. So kind of put something in place for a retirement plan, some money that comes in, call it your mailbox money. That's so anyhow. So there's some other opportunities that we've been telling people about that I think now it's an even stronger chance to we'll start to see really the value in it. When the market's great, everyone's doing great is one thing. But I talked to one of my real estate coaches who told me, he goes, yeah, well, 20 years ago, Jen, we used to have listing agreements that were 12 months. I was like, 12-month listing agreement? He goes, oh, because you must have just come in the industry in the last 5 years where it's all been hot heaven for everyone. Anyone can become an agent because the market's so good and homes sell as soon as you put them on the market. So anyhow, so we've been kind of setting different ways.
7 streams of income, Jen. 7 streams.
Hey, yeah, I like that too. So at least you got to have these 3 streams.
Yeah.
But a lot of people we talk to are buying rental property because they want to have obviously their rental business going. So every single month they're getting residual income. There's other methods to do that too. So we're kind of reaching out to our partners to remind them that now is a good time to look at it. If you have time, and you don't have your earned income and leverage income coming in strongly, it's definitely a good time to look at other methods. So just to throw that out there. I'll talk to you more about that.
Yeah.
So what else? What do you see as far as like closing time? I know that's going to be a big question. Anyone under contract that's going to be delayed?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing is that our turn times for initial underwriting is still only 1.7 days, so basically a day and a half. Big banks, when they hit the refi boom 2 weeks ago, you're seeing 45 and 60-day turn times for closings. We're still closing in 3.5, 4 weeks on most loans. And so our turn times have not been destroyed. We've been operating at very quick turn times. We just got a contract a week ago, and we're already talking about moving up the closing date from April to the last couple of days of March here. So like 2.5 week closing. We've hired some of the best underwriters in the industry. Cross Country has at corporate, and a lot of underwriters per month can only close 40 or 50 deals. Some of the underwriters we've hired are between 150 to 200 files a month. They're just excellent at what they do. They're quick, and they're highly incentivized by production. So they get paid really well when they close a certain amount of units. So they're driven. When everybody is driven in a mortgage company by bonuses to close units quickly, it makes for a very smooth and seamless transition. And so turn times are very, very quick. We have had some issues where we've had to kind of navigate around where we have some appraisers that have not wanted to go into properties, right? Yeah. And so on some of these refis on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which is conventional loans, we're now able to do something called a PIW, which is a property inspection waiver, which now those appraisers can just drive past the property, not physically go inside. So we're navigating very quickly. We have no overlays. We're a direct lender with Fannie and Freddie, so we follow agency guidelines. So if they allow certain things, then we're just going to adopt it like right now. And so we're moving fluidly. We've also adapted something called a hybrid closing. There are some documents that still have to be wet signed, like the note, any addendum, mortgage riders, but we're allowing clients to sign their documents ahead of time. So they're not at a law firm for 30, 45 minutes like a normal closing. We've even heard of some examples of clients meeting a mobile notary and passing the 2 documents that need to be wet signed through the car windows. So to mitigate time in front of one another, things like that, to make sure we're all safe with social distancing, we are operating in a manner where we're trying to adopt what's going on in our environment. So, or adapt. So
we've also seen some of our inspection company partners that we work with, that they're doing a lot of stuff too. So they've implemented, washing their hands literally every 20 minutes with soap and water. I know they were saying before entering homes, they're not shaking hands and they're putting on booties. So they've just received some notices from our inspection companies that they're taking the precautions. So,
you're just buffering there. I didn't catch what you said there. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Okay. No, I said that even some of our inspection companies, some of our partners there, they're implementing new practices. So they're making sure they're washing their hands every 20 minutes. They're wearing booties in the house. So they're really, taking the precautions needed. So it doesn't delay anything with inspections too.
Well, I want to say thank you for coming on this awesome new way we're communicating and doing business through Zoom. But more importantly, happy birthday.
Oh yeah, there is that.
21 or like what are we? Yeah. What are we 30? What is the age today?
22. I'll take 22.
22. All right. Happy birthday. And enjoy your
I appreciate
22nd birthday.
I appreciate quarantined in my office. Exactly where I want to be.
Yep.
So thanks, guys. Stay safe out there. Let us know if you have any questions.
We'll talk to you soon, Jen.
All right. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got tons and tons of value from that. So we're creating new videos every single day with real estate information and really relevant content that we know is going to help you in your real estate business. So please make sure to subscribe below and also click the bell button so that you're notified every single time that we have a new video that we share. Thanks, guys.